Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about, are you heartbroken? Okay, so how can you deal with heartbreak? How can you get over the person that you were with? How can you get over your ex? How can you get over, perhaps it was like a crush? How can you get over your crush? And how can you start to feel better about yourself? So going through any sort of heartbreak is a really painful experience, but it can be transformative if you sort of look at it in a certain way. So from my experience, the biggest heartbreaks that I've had have actually taught me a very valuable lesson. So the biggest heartbreak of my life actually put me on the path to become a coach, right? Because I got so heartbroken and I was trying to find a way how to actually reattract this girl. And what I did is I was searching up on YouTube, searching up on Google, how to reattract her and things like that. And I came across like a bunch of different life coaches. There was like a woman called Mary Dubeck, and there was also Dating Logic, and there was also Corey Wayne at that time as well. And I watched a load of their videos, started to apply what I worked, found out what did work, found out what didn't work, and started to apply it. Had a few bad dating experiences, had a few good dating experiences, and ultimately I found my wife. And then I felt, maybe I can actually help people who were at the level that I once was. So that's what, got me on that path. But if I hadn't gone through that heartbreak, then I wouldn't have been on that path. So I don't believe that there's a coincidence. I don't believe that this is a coincidence that you're watching this. I believe that if you're really heartbroken and you found this video, you were meant to find this video, because I believe it's going to be a stepping stone for you to get onto the right path, and perhaps even follow the same path that I did, so that one day you're able to help people too. Okay? And it's going to teach you some valuable lessons, and maybe the next relationship you have will be the most magnificent you've ever had in your life. And when I went through my first ever breakup, even though I never wanted to get back with that girl who did all those things to me, that cheated on me, I still believed when that relationship was over, I had to end it because she cheated on me, but I'm probably never going to find anyone that I'm going to think is as attractive as her. I'm probably not going to find anyone that I'm going to love as much as her. I'm probably not going to find anyone that's going to love me as much as her. But lo and behold, 5 years later, at least I think it was 5 years, pretty sure, yeah, about 5 years, I met my wife. And I didn't even realize how much someone could love me until I met my wife. And it just completely blew that old perception I had of myself. I thought no one would love me as much as her. I didn't think I would ever find anyone as better as her. But I did, right? And it completely changed my whole paradigm about myself and who I was, And that's something amazing that heartbreak can teach you and show you, that there is someone better there for you. And you may not even realize it. It's like a different realm. It was like, that's what it felt like. It felt like I was entering a different world, a different realm that I had no idea existed, because I always thought that I would never find anyone that could love me as much as her. That's what I thought the peak was, because it was the most experience I'd ever had. But when I met my wife, that glass wall just got, glass ceiling just got completely shattered. And I realized that, whoa, I never realized someone could love me this much, right? And one of those things probably that made me not think that I could find anyone that could love me like that was because I had a really low self-perception of myself, which luckily those dating coaches that I mentioned was able to change that, and obviously through my own experience of using their principles, right? So that's one way that you can start to feel better. Realize that even though it sucks right now, at some point in the future, you're probably going to look back on this and realize this was exactly what I was meant to go through in order to transform. This was exactly what I needed. It sucked. It hurt at the time. It was horrible. I felt so bad. But it's actually led me to a greater path. It's actually led me to a better person. And that's something that can really transform you. Okay? So I recommend something that can help you on that path is I recommend going and checking out the 10 books that I recommend all of my clients and viewers. And you'll be able to find this in the description of this video. You'll be able to find a link for those. Okay, you don't have to buy them through that link, because if you do, I do get a small commission. But just jot down the numbers, go to your local library, get them, or get them ordered to you some way, or you might be able to find like secondhand versions on eBay or on Amazon or something like that. Do that. Especially the relationship books, because no doubt if you're heartbroken, then you'll probably be more into the relationship books. But if you do that, if you just get the 5 relationship books that I recommend, and you go over those books over and over and over again, either through their audiobooks or through the physical copies of those books or ebooks, whatever, I guarantee it, you're going to start having that paradigm shift. You're going to start changing your concept of yourself when you start going through that, especially when you start realizing all the things that you did that was wrong. And you start thinking, oh yeah, I could, next time this happens, I know how to behave now. I know how to react because I have all the information in these books. So that's something that can help as well. Something else that can really help with heartbreak is time. Obviously, you need time. And if it was a long relationship, you probably are going to need about a year to a year and a half to get over it. So in that year and a half, I recommend reading those books and also working on any passion projects that you have, but I'm going to talk more about that in a little while. So start applying that knowledge, and you will start to realize and start to have these new concepts of yourself and start to realize what actually works. Now, not all of those things in those books are not all of the principles that I've worked in those books have worked for me. Not all of them. A lot of them have, most of them have, but there are some things in there that are not what I believe 100% accurate. But a lot of it, most of it, let's say like 90% of it is absolute gold. Okay, so please, please, please try and get those books for yourself in any way. I don't care if you go through that link, just get them in some way, please. Okay. So something else that can help as well is if you have goals, because you are going to need time to get over it, especially if it was a long-term thing. If it was less, let's say you only dated for a few months, or something like that, or it was less than a year, then maybe you'll need only about 6 months before you can start dating again. I still recommend that you get those books, because there's a lot of dating information in there that's really crucial and really important that can help with your transformation. But in the meantime, while you're taking the time to get over it, find some goals for yourself. Get yourself an exercise goal, and perhaps get yourself a money goal, or perhaps there's like something to do with your hobbies, or something that you're trying to make into a side business, or perhaps you're really happy with where you work, so you get a goal of getting a promotion, or perhaps you just start working harder, meeting more of your targets at work, or something like that. Get yourself a good bunch of goals, especially an exercise goal, okay? Because what I want for you is I want you to have your dream lifestyle. I want you to have the best life that you can possibly live. And what you need to do is you need to figure out what that is. So figure out, okay, where would I like to be in 5 years' time? Okay, figure out what that is, write it down. What kind of house would you like to live in? What kind of car would you like to drive? What kind of income would you like to be having? What would you like your body to look like? Have those goals, have that image in your head. And then find out what you need to do every day to get yourself to that point. At least, if not every day, at least every Monday to Friday. Okay? And figure out what you need to do. Okay? It may be the case that if you're really stretched for time and let's say you're working 60 hours a week already at your job, then perhaps, you do something on the weekends. You do something every Saturday or Sunday or whatever days you have off during the week. You do something on those days to help you work yourself towards these personal dreams that you have for yourself. Okay, and work on them every day, because that's going to make you feel good about yourself. If you're making progress towards your goals and dreams and the things that you really want for yourself, you're going to feel really good. You're going to feel amazing about yourself because you're making progress. And if you have let's just say you write a to-do list for your week, right? I guarantee it. By the end of the week, if you've done everything on that list, that's really important, that's really going to help you progress towards your goals, you're going to feel amazing about yourself. Even if you just have a day where you've done your to-do list, you're going to feel absolutely amazing. And if you do a whole week, you're going to feel even more amazing, okay? Because you're making progress, okay? Now, it may take a while for you to actually see like measurable progress, because it's like what Tony Robbins says, which is people can overestimate what they do in 1 year, but they underestimate what they can do in a decade. Okay, so basically what that means is if you work on something for a year, you might not be able to see like massive results, but if you work on something for over 10 years, you will probably see amazing results. And you know what? You could probably end up even being a millionaire if you've got some money goals and some business goals. right? And if you, let's say you've got a side business that you're working towards, if you work on your side business for 10 years and you really feel like you're making progress and you're doing your best, then I guarantee it that you could get to a place where you could actually become a millionaire, right? If you work on those things. And there's many ways you can do it. You could create a podcast, you could create a YouTube channel, create a TikTok, whatever it may be, or create a shop online, work on those things, okay? That might not be for you, but it's just something that you might want to think about. Like, if you work towards your goals and your dreams, you're going to be amazed by the results that you could achieve within 10 years. And you'll probably definitely see a lot of progress by 5 years, okay? So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this has pumped you up, made you feel good about yourself, made you enthusiastic to start tackling those goals, because it will make you feel good about yourself if you work on those things. So thank you so much for watching. If there's anything you'd like me to discuss in a future video, then please leave it down in the comments. And if you would like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.